Hello fiber friends, welcome to Vlogmas. I have a beautiful fire and it's cozy and I'm wearing a new shirt that my brother got me because it has a beautiful, I'm not sure if he's cozy, but it's a unicorn and a rainbow and there's coffee. This is from a little cafe kind of place downtown in Chicago. So it's like local coffee merch and I love it. I love it so much. I have things planned for today, some amazing things, but we need to catch up with what we've been doing so far. I sort of randomly decided to scour a fleece and that's been going really well. I showed you the pre-soak in yesterday's video. And so let's take a quick look at the scour. This one is on the first scour. I'm doing this in batches because it's a whole fleece and you can see how cloudy the water is. It's really murky and kind of muddy. And this just started in here. I put a bunch of scour in there. I just put the fleece in. It is steaming, so I'm gonna walk away and just let it sit for like 20 minutes and let that unicorn power scour, I just burned my hand, oops. I'm gonna go pay attention to where my hands are. It's hot enough to scour. It's all good, it's all fine. I'm gonna go knit for a little bit so I don't fuss with it because I always I want to play with it. I had that thing ever since I was a little kid, rue the day that my mom would cook something and use the whisk because it would just be me playing in the sink doing the dishes with soap suds for hours. And I loved it. I'm gonna walk away now. Okay, I scoured it once with the soap, and then I did it with it's power scour, it's unicorn power scour, and then I did it again with the unicorn power scour, but less. And then I did a rinse, and now here we are on this round. The water is still hot, there's still steam coming off of it, and so this is the final rinse. I know it's clean because the water is so clear. It's not that kind of chalky brown. That would be lanolin, but this water is really clear. It's not totally I wouldn't drink it clear, but it's clear for what we're doing. This is clear, so yeah, it's all good. But you can see there's still a little scour in there. You can see some bubbles floating around. I'm using one of those things that you put ice and drinks in at a cookout. So it fits in my sink, so it's pretty easy. And it has handles. Nice. I have the fleece hanging up. It's draped over the banister on the second floor. So it should dry, and I've got a fire going, which is going to dry out all the air in the house. It should dry before too long. I'm not sure when I'll actually get a chance to work with it, but I feel much better about a fleece sitting around if it's not sitting in the grease, and also all of the sheepy stuff that we washed out. That's kind of the point. So what else are we up to today? Well, we have 2 days of advent calendar to open, and then after that I would like to share with you a new spinning wheel joining the flock. I did a couple days yesterday up through 14. So today, I think instead of 3, we're just gonna do 2. I am still catching up, but the whole idea of Vlogmas this year was that I just wanted to do it, have fun, just share some of the random stuff that I'm doing in my studio with all of you, and not be too stressed so that I get overwhelmed for getting things out on time and stuff like that, because I think that really comes across. And if someone is stressed out and you're watching them, you're gonna feel stressed out, even if it's sort of on a subconscious level. But I think we pick up on subtle cues maybe right? So I just wanted to have fun and be calm and cozy and chill. I lit a fire because it's nice today, and it's not too windy and it's not too cold, so it's a perfect day for a fire. All right, let's open days 15 and 16. This is from Twice Sheared Sheep from their Advent calendar. Let's open number 15. Let's see what we have. This is the cutest. Okay, it says Pom-a-llama. It's a pom-pom maker and it's a llama. How cute is this? Okay, I am gonna have to play with him, but probably not today because I have so many things. So many things. Okay, that's adorable. I don't know what 16 is gonna be, but that's a tough act to follow. I mean, how can you follow a pom-a-llama? I don't think you can. I'm very sorry to you, whatever is in 16. We're about to find out. Let's see, we have... Okay, but see, these are really cool. These are really cool. These are so incredibly helpful and useful. Okay, 1 second, I'm gonna show you how badly I need these. Check out this absolute travesty of chaos. This is Snap ID cord organizer tags. They are sizes small, medium, large, and XL. You can organize your cords and snap this around them. So when you're looking for your long ones, because you're gonna do a sweater, you have to go all the way around. Or when you're looking for your short ones, because you're up to the sleeves, you can just look for the color and pull it out, and then you know that's gonna have the length of cord you need, and then you just find the needle size. I've never been so excited to organize my needles, I think, in my whole life. I'm absolutely loving this Advent box. This has been a great time. Oh my goodness. All right, but I do have a spinning wheel to share with all of you, and I know that you're excited to see it. So I'm gonna pull her over in front of the camera and let's take a look. Here she is. This is an antique Swedish wheel from, pretty sure she's from the 1800s. She has some little repairs that were done by Corey at Fossil Fibers. Let's take a look from one end to the other. We'll start over there and move this way. I suppose the first thing to talk about is the color. This, I'm not sure if it's a true black or a dark, dark, dark green, but this is likely milk paint. I have a little research on milk paint. You might notice that the flyer and bobbin and whorl are not painted, and that is common on Scandinavian wheels. The bearing on the front looks to be original, and it does have some little nails in there, and you can see the layers of leather, but the bearing on the back was replaced with a bit of a belt. Oh, spinners with antique wheels sacrifice belts from time to time. It's okay. This keeper pin, a lot of people say, what is this hole for? Well, this one's for a distaff, so this would have been used for flax, and this one is for a keeper pin, which it's a flax flower. Isn't this the cutest thing? Corey carved this, and it's the sweetest little flower. So this pin goes in there to kind of have a stopper internally for the tension screw. So if we look over there, you can kind of see. And so this would go in there for the tension screw, and it kind of stops it from moving. If you find your perfect tension, it'll keep you there. But that also just kind of shows how these wheels were built for production. They were built to do a lot of work and have all of that movement and vibration happening on it, and to provide assurance to the spinner that they could get their job done with efficiency, and keeping your tension is part of that efficiency. I love how these turn. This is so you can take the wheel right off, which was really helpful for transporting it, I can say. And then there's a cord, there's no footman. So there's a cord back here. We'll see how that holds up. But this leather stuck on instead of the having the wood there, that leather piece there makes the cord make sense. It makes it work. Something interesting about this wheel that I've never seen on another wheel, at least that I took note of, is these extra supports for the wheel supports come down to this bar that's attached between the legs, and I just thought that was a really cool little detail. Often I've seen extra supports here that go into the leg, but having this bar between is something I thought was interesting. If you look down at the treadle, you'll notice that a lot of the paint is rubbed off, and that's from all the use that she's had. You can also kind of see at the edge of the paint, it's a little bit tinted green. Maybe that's because the pigment to make the black has faded, or maybe it was originally green and it's darkened for some reason, or possibly it had an original coat below the black that was originally green. Who knows? But I think she's absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait to spin, so let's oil her up and get spinning. I have a tutorial that I did a while ago. I've been thinking about redoing some of my older tutorials, not because they're bad or have bad information, but just so they're kind of like freshened up in the YouTube algorithm. And also, I know the thing that confuses people now from watching that tutorial, so I could do a new one with clarification. And so the one about tying on the drive band and where people talk about the cross, that one confused a lot of people. So I'll do a quick clarification right now. Yes, you will have a cross on your drive band because, oh my goodness, this wheel just wants to turn. She just wants to spin. She's like, I'm ready. Calm down, honey. We've got to get your drive band up first. Okay, where was I? So with your drive band in double drive, it goes all the way around the drive wheel and the whorl, and that same strand goes all the way around the drive wheel and the groove on the bobbin. If you took it off of there and unfolded the whole thing, it would be kind of like a figure eight, because that's how it has to be to make it all the way around there twice. But you do not, I repeat, you do not have to take it off or redo it to ply. And a lot of people were confused about that. The cross moves positions, right? It's either going to be up here if you're going in a S-twist direction. It's going to be down here if you're going in a Z-twist direction. So you don't have to take it off to ply. The thing that you want to watch for is how the drive band is rubbing. So if you have it with these switched in the wrong way, your drive band is going to cause friction on itself because it'll be rubbing on itself. What you want is for it to cross without, like to cross where there's a gap in the string, without it having friction where it's like twisted up onto itself. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to move this closer to the drive wheel and then give myself just a smidge of room in case for some reason I accidentally make it too tight. And I'm not going to do like the old folks would do. That is, I'm not going to splice this string. I'm just going to tie, there we go. It's just a square knot right on there. And then I like to, after I do the square knot, I like to do a couple little overhand knots on either side so that it kind of strengthens up onto itself. This is a bad angle. Let me get you a better angle. There we go. So it's just a square knot, but then I take and kind of do a couple overhand knots down the side. And so what that kind of does, it gives a little bit of a buffer as this goes around. It's not the structural knot holding on, it's just sort of the tucked up knots on the side. And I do that on both sides. I also feel like that makes it less likely to unravel itself. And yeah, so I take both tails and I do, I don't know, maybe 3. If you have a number that's your favorite, you could do that many, or you could just do a couple. It really doesn't matter once it's secure. All right. And I hope this works well as a drive band. I really have no idea. But I do know a lot of people would use linen. And so, I mean, that's what they had because that's what they were spinning. But hemp is similar. So that seems like it might do okay. And then just trim these little tails off right there. Okay. Oil is next. Let's get some oil. Where do we oil these old wheels? Everywhere that has friction. So the wheel turning has friction, so we're going to oil those supports. The this thing, the footman string on this one anyway, has friction, so I'm going to just kind of oil this leather. We want leather to stay oiled and not get crumbly and cracked as well. So I'm going to oil this one over here. That was cool. The oil soaked right between the layers. So you can check it out. Watch this. And then it just soaks right down between those layers. Oh my gosh, it's like people knew what they were doing and did it in a way that was effective. That was beautiful. How beautiful. Yes, this is a flax wheel, and yes, it would have been used for flax, but it also would have been used for wool. And I have a picture from a museum to prove it. But one of the ways I can definitely tell that this wheel was used at some point to spin flax is because of the lines that are cut into the metal on the flyer around the orifice. Wool is just not that aggressive, but flax is, and it will leave its mark on even the metal. I'm hanging my orifice hook on the back just because I want it out of the way. Oh my goodness, first treadle with fiber. Here we go. Wow. Wow. Oh, she wants to spin. I'm gonna have to help start the wind on because the leader is slipping. Once we get it around there a couple times, should be good. Ruh-roh. That was totally user error. I just did another article for Ply Magazine, and I did it in Scotch tension or flyer lead tension where the brake goes on the bobbin, which means that the bobbin is slower than the flyer. So it winds around this way from my perspective. But this is double drive, where the diameter on the groove of the bobbin is smaller than the diameter of the groove on the whorl, which means when you let it wind on, the bobbin goes faster. So from my perspective, it goes the other way, and I wound it on wrong, so then it just kind of unwound itself as I treadled and flapped all over the place. And that wasn't the best start. So we're gonna try again. I'm sorry. Why is it like this? What is happening? Let's see if we speed this up a little. Does that help? Turn up the tension. Let's see how that does. There we go. Oh, well, that's a problem. Ugh. I'm probably going to be noticing that sooner when I'm watching back the video while I'm editing. And I'll be like, Evie, your leader is snagged on one of the hooks. That's a problem. All right, so this first part of my yarn has way too much twist. I'm going to start, nope. Yeah, right? Right, because I'm going this way and the bobbin's going faster. So it winds around this way. Okay. Yeah, because the bobbin turns faster than the flyer. Oh, now we're too strong. Woo, that is, ooh, going the other way now. All right, oh, listen to her chatter. The sounds of history. I need to go a little looser even. One of the interesting things about doing historical research on spinning tools is that a lot of times I'm looking for things and finding information that's not in English. And Google Translate is good at giving you the gist of things, but it does not know the jargon of spinning tools, especially stuff that probably maybe hasn't been in common regular usage for 100 or 100 plus years, right? So I need someone who knows Swedish to tell me. When I was looking at museum pictures of similar Swedish wheels, it was referring to what I call the flyer in English. It was referring to it as spindle wings. Because of course, because it has wings. And I'm like, well, that word to English is even related because flyer. What do you need to fly? You need wings. If you have in a different language that you know from English, different from English, and you have like literal translations of parts of the spinning wheel that are the historical names, or even colloquial names, I would love to hear about it because I think that's just really interesting. I feel like this is one of the most chattery wheels that I have. Hopefully I'll be able to use that footage. Hopefully it's not too distracting from the talking. But I'm taking a sip of my coffee and I would love to just kind of sit and spin a little bit, have the fire going, play a little music. So if you're in that vibe, I welcome you to join me. And if you'd like to move along to a different video, I will see you in the next one. Happy Vlogmas and happy spinning. I'm going to put my microphone down by the wheel so you get all the chattery goodness.